sound advice like dark humor rolls like a midnight train, laughing through your heartache, twisting your pain. One says, boy, just leave her be. Another chimes in, I'll charge her a fee. Third one sip says, here's the key. Life's a joke, punchlines free. 3 men, 1 mic, 1 goal. Turn your mess into solid gold. They'll roast you raw, but you'll feel whole. 3 wise fools, got a heart and a soul. Emails rolling, tales of despair. Should I quit my job? Should I cut my hair? They lean back, smirk, life ain't fair, but they spit that truth with southern flair. One says move, don't stay in the rut. Second says man, just trust your gut. Third cracks wiser by it, don't not. Sweet fixes always shut things up. They laugh, they jab, they keep it real. Every wound they poke starts to heal. Just leave her be. Another chimes in, I'll charge her a fee. Third one sip says, here's the key. Life's a joke, punchlines free. 3 men, 1 mic, 1 goal. Turn your mess into solid gold. They'll roast you raw, but you feel whole. 3 wise fools, got a heart and a soul. Rolling, tales of despair. Should I quit my job? Should I cut my hair? They lean back, smirk, life ain't fair, but they spit that truth with southern flair. One says move, don't stay in the rut. Second says man, just trust your gut. Third cracks rise up by it, don't not. Sweet fixes always shut things up. They laugh, they jab, they keep it real. Every wound they poke starts to heal.
Yeah, good morning. Like, share, survive, and all this stuff. Man, that damn idiot. Man, Skywalker's a morning person. That's not me, man. I don't do that shit. I mean, mornings for sleeping in, man. I used to hate going to school early. Gosh. Anyway, that's an intro and whatnot. That one of a few that are kind of you know looking at and whatnot and see where we're gonna go with it. These guys are pretty enterprising. They find ways to do things. Those little Muppet things I really like a lot. Those are, I hate to use the word, but those are kind of cute, actually. So there's a couple of those, I believe, in the Discord, guys are saying. Oh, let's see. What else? Well, it's going to be another scorcher here today. And, it's not humid like Florida, but it's humid. It's humid enough, man, where you just walk outside and it's like, damn, I'm annoyed. Like you're all happy, let's go outside. And then as soon as you open the door, the heat just punches you in the face. Bam. I hate that. So, uh, have to go to a different dog park. The dog park I like to go to, um, it's really big, it's really open, but obviously there's no one's there because it's too hot. And yes, it's an open field. And there's another dog park that a little bit farther away, but it has shade. But a lot of weirdos were there. You know, I realized going around to, like the different dog parks, that there are a lot of people out there that they like they live there. They live out of their car or van, and obviously they have dogs. But dog dog parks can be a very interesting place to be in terms of just people that just go there that are not. Well, I guess they should live there. There's a great huge dog park in Memphis. Shelby Farms Dog Park is huge. I mean, just acres and acres and acres and off leash. And for the most part, it's fine. But then there are people out there, man, that literally just live there. And the cops clear them out, and then they come back and so forth and so on. I never felt unsafe, but I don't know. If I was living out of my car, where would I go? Well, why not go to a good dog park? At least it's good people watching. Um, Thank you, honey. Good morning, honey. I love you. So we'll do that. Gotta do some computer stuff here. Like I said, everything's edited from a couple of nights ago. Um, Vanta, around 4 hours and 40 minutes, he gets up and starts harassing Dave and harassing Art. That's kind of funny. Dave's interaction with RLM is so. It's like, oh man, it's kind of like a man that has a winning lottery ticket, but he drops it and steps on it and I don't know, gets it wet, and then they can't verify the number. You know, she likes you, man, and then you kind of it's not good. It's not a good look for Morehouse brothers, man. It's not a good look, man. All right, we can damn sure dump, but can't we do a layup? We'll see. We'll see though. We'll see if he can dig himself out. Great panel last night. Great stuff going on. We're doing well. Uh, I'm not up much, man, and I listen as much as possible, but lately I've been tired. Yeah, and but the more I'm away, the more I want to stay home. Don't get me wrong, I actually love my job very much. I love flying airplanes and all that stuff, but I also like being around my lady and being close to my dogs and being home. So I enjoy that time, and this thing can take a lot of time too. Just attention time, not nothing too crazy, but uh, I put my phone down um, for I guess a couple hours, and it was kind of weird because I was like, okay, what's going on with the world? What's going on with the show? What's going on, man? Um, my lady and I went to another dog park in the afternoon, and then we rolled over and got some ice cream. And my one dog Moose. So Moose is a golden doodle, and there's like a little meme, a little picture that said golden doodles are very fluffy. They have very strong opinions and no boundaries, and that is Moose to a T. This dog, as soon as anything you bring into the house, he assumes is food. Well, he assumes it's for him, followed like a billionth of a second that it's food. So Miss Bob goes in and gets the ice cream. Yeah, I pull the car up. She's going, and eh, Moose's neck has the ability to extend like 10 feet if he wants to, because he's in the back and his neck just comes in his head, and he's trying to eat the food. I'm like, yo, man, can we just get a second? It's the craziest thing in the world. And Enzo begs too. He's a little bit more smart about it. He steps back and he throws on these very, very cute lazy eyes. And he just kind of looks at you. He stares deep within you, and then he looks away, stares deep within you, and his facial muscles change in just the right angle where it forces you to give him food. These dogs own us, man. They own us. And I'm happy to be owned by dogs. I must say so. They're just great. So all day with them. They're in bed right now. Um, both asleep on my feet. It's kind of nice and warm. The weight of a dog. So, oh, last night was kind of funny. Around 4 hours and 40 minutes, Banta comes up, drunk as usual, and just like I said, he was harassing Dave and Art, and yeah, I realize again that that's part of the content. That's part of the game. Now this ain't the Truman Show. This ain't all faked. I mean, this is real time, but this is reality TV on YouTube, where you just have people, doing whatever. It's great. Art was trying to learn something, and Vanta just kept. I mean, he just kept going in on him. It's like, dude, I don't know. I don't want to. I don't want to jinx it too much, but just listen to it because Vanta's timing when it comes to interrupting, um, it's perfect. Perfect timing for interruption. I did think we have a new face up there. Kind of a Aaron C looking dude, uh, skinny ass white boy, but he came from that group that goes around the different channels and does skits and sees, what happens. So he came over and you know he gave props to what we're about, mental health with dark humor. Um, yeah, Brad, Brad, yeah, seems like a cool guy. He laid a joke on us. He said something about race or something like that, but it was uh, he took a chance and threw a jab at us, a racial jab, and all of us could see it was lighthearted. He meant nothing by it, so we all laughed at that. Ah, man. Got Nightish coming over. Nightish is all right. Nightish will sleep though. Nightish will fall asleep on his own channel, and that's kind of funny when he does that. Um, yeah. So shout out to Nightish. See, Solid Snake came on at the end. Yeah, that whole thing, and then just ended up. So we're cruising along here. 599 subscribers. That's pretty cool. Looks like it's the wild swings are kind of uh, evening out now. Now it seems like a consistent, 3 or 4 people a day, you know, and hopefully that consistency will continue. Once there's 1,000 people, I think that's when AdSense comes on. But I'm getting a lot of suggestions from different people. A couple of them I've solicited. Now you know who you are. If I ask for your opinion, I really want your opinion. All right, now we get suggestions from people I didn't ask for, but whatever. But the core of what we're doing, I think, is a hit. Uh, it's an interesting little bunch we got over here that's been assembled. Um, we don't fit neatly into any group, I think. Um, I believe we're welcoming to new faces, though skeptical as hell. I mean, to get on the panel, man, to get on the panel here, you got to like take calculus 4. You have to, you know, you have to know who won the 1968 Olympics. You have to. I mean, there's a process to get on. There's just been corn bombed so much, and it kind of ruins things. I guess corn bombers are indicators of success, but you know, uh, come on aboard. But the core of who we are, I really do like, and the fact that we can laugh at ourselves is funny. Um, it's funny. Yeah, people tell you you should do something a certain way, even though it works. Yeah, I remember when I was in my instrument training during flying. Instrument training is when you learn how to fly without looking outside. So, it's for an instrument rating, which is basically it allows you to fly when the weather is kind of low, visibility is bad. And I remember during instrument training. We were learning holding procedures. Holding, of course, is when you're flying into an airport. For whatever reason, there's too many airplanes coming in, or there's a weather problem, so you have to hold in the air. All right. You do big ovals in the air. And there are three types of ways to get into a holding pattern. There's a direct entry, a teardrop entry, and a parallel entry. Now, without going too deep into it, uh, you have to figure out which entry to get into the hold. So if you just imagine a big oval, and there are all different ways, directions you're coming from. Once you cross over a particular point, you have to enter into that oval. Maybe hard to think about in three dimensions. Anyway, I had a method of how getting in. Now, my method was a little bit unconventional, a little bit complicated, I think, but it worked for me. It worked for me, and it worked consistently for me. I'm very proud of it. Uh, again, there are different ways to figure out which entry you should make, parallel, teardrop, or direct. But with my method, I got in, and the instructor I have was like, "How did you do that?" And I said, well, I did this. Take the radial -70 is teardrop, +110 is parallel. If your heading falls in those, you're going to do that kind of entry. If it falls out of either one, you're going to do a direct entry, right? And he didn't like how I did that. He's like, "Well, do it this way, do it this way." So it's one of those things where I like, okay, yeah, I'll do it your way, but I'm going to do it my way in my head, you know, just to assuage you. But I mean, who cares though, really? As long as I get in correct, who cares? I'm not being graded on how I get in. I'm being graded on whether or not I enter in correctly. So, and I find that you know people who quote unquote are looking out for the channel, whatever that means, and maybe they are, or maybe they have ulterior motives. I don't know. Are telling me that the way I enter into a hold is incorrect, or they don't like the method by which we're entering into the hold. Oh, I mean, this channel can do what it wants to do. It's not, and I think we're doing the right thing, and because you don't like the path that we're taking, um, that's not my problem. That's not this channel's problem. It's channel business. We'll discuss it, but you can't stop people from giving their viewpoint, and that's what people do. And so I guess I give my viewpoint, and other people give their viewpoint, and with the insistence. I was listening to a talk radio, sports radio a while back, and the coach was on. I think it was Mike McCarthy. He would come on in Green Bay and like take questions from uh, fans, and fans would call and say, Mike, why aren't we doing this? Why aren't we doing that? Now this man is a professional, and you have people acting like coaching should be, a million man committee. You know, now granted, I'm not like a professional YouTuber. I'm not even professional anything. But from what I'm trying to do, and what Skywalker and Art are trying to do, and Bill and Nasus and Dave and the hard members up there. Pause. I think we're doing just fine. We're obviously doing good enough where it pisses other people off, and that's not even our goal. That's the funny thing. I'm not, uh, the hot chick gets a lot of heat, and all she does is show up. So, oh, let's see what else. I got my people in the chat. Nasus, hello, and in no particular order. So I don't want anyone saying, "Oh, he said." Nasus, hello, Roz. Always a pleasure. Part-time Cowboy fan. You know who you are. I think Mike Ball showed up earlier. J Book, what's going on? Hello, sweetheart, again. BD came in. This Depeche Mode. Um, I don't know. He's talking all kinds of crap, but yeah. So the usual gentry is here. Uh, so put a one in the chat if you think Dunkin' Donuts is better. Put two in the chat if you think Starbucks is better. Just for coffee. We're not talking about all that extra latte, mate, hate stuff. All right, just simple coffee. One for Dunkin' Donuts, two for Starbucks. I maintain it is one, 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 one times 1,111,111. Now, my good mate Nasus thinks that Starbucks is better, and I got to tell you, I get it. Yeah, I see the two. Okay, you can only answer once. Don't try to, but I'll give you Look, peppermint mocha, no whip. Forget about it. It's over after that. Italians, forget about it. But in terms of regular old, sugar and cream coffee, Dunkin' Donuts is Dunkin'. I mean, like, you know, Blake Griffin, alley oop, he jumps from half court, Dunkin'. Starbucks is just a nice little jump shot with the coffee. But Dunkin' is where it's at, man. Dunkin' is where it's at. There is nothing more annoying. See, Chick-fil-A messed up everything. Chick-fil-A made everything so quick in their lines. I mean, the line could be 3 miles long and you're still gonna, get your food in 10 minutes. You know, you can have a line as long as an aisle. You can have a line as long as I-10. They're gonna get you there. They're gonna get you through pretty quick, man. So whenever you have to wait on something, uh, you're using the Chick-fil-A speed meter in your head. You know, like fast Wi-Fi. That's our standard now. It's no longer dial-up. So if something takes 2 seconds when it could have taken one, you thinking, man, this is crazy. What kind of service is this? And I've noticed that my Chick-fil-A drive-through mentality has infected just about any type of fast food joint or coffee joint that I'm dealing with. It's like if you guys can't, you want Chick-fil-A to make everything because they're fast. Because they're fast. I was looking on Amazon. I got something, and it was like 2 days to 2 days. I gotta wait 2 days to get it. What kind of crappy company is this? At some point, we're gonna get mad that the computer didn't send us something we wanted before we knew it. Maybe companies should just send us a bunch of stuff and then we just return what we don't. No, it is crazy though, because Amazon was slower. I mean, it was like just normal, of course, but now some of the stuff you order now and it comes within a few hours. Like, how do they know that? How do they stock? How do they have trends? What kind of algorithm are they using to predict what people want? That is absolutely amazing. I remember in the 80s, it was just in time inventory where companies didn't have to have inventory. They were making up. They were getting down the science of things coming in just at the right time. So you didn't have to have a bunch of inventory back there. It's costing money, it's costing space. Inventory doesn't make you any money. Stuff just sits there. But they're getting it down now. Now it's so refined, And this was the 80s when computers were a lot slower. But it's just fascinating to watch. I don't know. I don't know. What are y'all plans for today, man? I know Nasus is probably gonna go to the gym. You know, Roz is probably going to tend to her weed farm and throw out some illegals. Man, I swear, Roz is team. She's Team America through being black, but she will throw an illegal back to Mexico in a hillbilly heartbeat. Kuma's coding. 84. I don't know what he's gonna do. He's probably gonna just smoke weed and you know watch the show, watch Chaotic, and then do this show, and then smoke some more weed. And, you know, cybersecurity shit. See, there's certain areas I know. I mean, cybersecurity. I couldn't. No, no. I respect that, but like, I'm not computer savvy like that. Coding. When I think of coding, I think of codeine, like that drug and aspirin. That's all. That's the only coding I know. Nonetheless, hey, let's think good thoughts. Let's enjoy this hump day wherever you are. Please stay cool and stay hydrated. All right. Um, and yeah, let's have a good time. Probably see you tonight. Probably not. Probably 6:30 straight Eastern time. And oh god, we'll just go from there. I love y'all. Y'all be good. Like, share, survive. Please feel free to drop a comment. Helps us speed us along. But yeah, we're in the zone. We're in the zone. I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all. I'm out.